Hello guys. Welcome to my channel. Hope you like it and enjoy it. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. Kismaayo, Somalia, is a port city in the southern Lower Juba province of Somalia. It is the commercial capital of the autonomous Jubaland region. The city is situated 528 kilometers, 328 miles, southwest of Mogadishu, near the mouth of the Jubba River, where the waters empty into the Indian Ocean. According to the United Nations Development Programme, the city of Kismaayo had a population of around 189,333 in 2021. Airport. Kismaayo's air transportation needs are served by Kismaayo Airport, which is situated about 10 kilometers from the city. It was formerly a Somali Air Force training base. Following the outbreak of the Civil War, the airport was closed down for a period of time and its infrastructure was significantly damaged. However, the facility was reopened in October 2008 by the Islamic Courts Union after undergoing some renovations. That same year, the airport was also renamed after Imam Ahmed Guri, a 168th century Somali military leader. The Kismaayo Airport was officially brought under the Juba Interim Administration in August 2013. Per agreement, management of the facility was scheduled to be transferred to the federal government after a period of 6 months. Revenues and resources generated from the airport. Roads. 3 main thoroughfares connect Kismaayo to other major areas in the country. The 600 kilometers Highway 3 runs the length of the Juba Valley. Starting in Belait Hall, it goes through Garbahari, Bardara and Buale before finally reaching Kismaayo. A paved 528 kilometers freeway links the capital Mogadishu with Kismaayo, passing through Jilib before turning towards the capital. A third highway extends northwest from Kismaayo to Afmadal, then turns toward Dobali in the eastern part of the Ghetto region. In January 2015, the interim Juba administration launched a transport beautification and cleaning campaign in Kismaayo. Part of a broader urbanization drive, the initiative includes the clearing of clogged streets and lanes, raising of illegal buildings therein, and further development of the municipal road network. Seaport. Kismaayo's large docks are situated on a peninsula on the Somali seacoast. Formerly one of the Bajuni Islands, the peninsula was subsequently connected by a narrow causeway when the modern port of Kismaayo was built in 1964 with U.S. assistance. The port served as a base for the Somali Navy as well as the Soviet Navy after the military coup in Somalia in 1969. Somalia and the United States jointly refurbished the port in 1984 after significant work to the 2,070-foot-long, 630 m, foreberth, marginal wharf at the harbor required major renovations to maintain operations. The port of Kismaayo was officially brought under the Juba Interim Administration in August 2013. According to the agreement, management of the facility was scheduled to be transferred to the Somali federal government after a period of 6 months. Revenues and resources generated from the seaport were to be, like the Kismaayo Airport, earmarked for Jubaland service delivery and security sectors as well as local institutional development. During the Middle Ages, Kismaayo and its surrounding area was part of the Ajuran Empire that governed much of southern Somalia, with its domain extending from Hobyo in the north, to Kalafo in the west, to Kismaayo in the south. In the early modern period, Kismaayo was ruled by the Jeledi Sultanate and by the later 1800s, the Bokau dynasty. The kingdom was eventually incorporated into Italian Somaliland in 1910 after the death of the last Sultan, Osman Ahmed. After independence in 1960, the city was made the center of the official Kismaayo district. Kismaayo was the site of numerous battles during the Civil War, from the early 1990s. In late 2006, Islamist militants gained control of most of the city. To reclaim possession of the territory, a new autonomous regional administration dubbed Azania was announced in 2010 and formalized in 2011. In September 2012, the Somali National Army and AMISOM troops recaptured the city insurgents. The Juba Interim Administration was subsequently officially established and recognized in 2013. During antiquity, Kismaayo was part of the Somali city-states that engaged in a lucrative trade network connecting Somali merchants with Phoenicia, Ptolemaic Egypt, Greece, Parthian Persia, Suba, Nabatea, and the Roman Empire. Somali sailors used the ancient Somali maritime vessel known as the Beadon to transport their cargo. Middle Ages and the early modern period. The Kismaayo area was originally a small fishing settlement. During the Middle Ages, the region came under the rule of the influential Ajuran Sultanate, which utilized the Jubba River for its plantations. After the collapse of this polity, a House of Gabrun was established held sway over the area. The dynasty reached its apex under the successive reigns of Sultan Yusuf Muhammad Ibrahim, who successfully consolidated Gabrun power during the Bard era wars, and Sultan Ahmed Yusuf, who forced regional powers such as the Omani Empire to submit tribute. Colonial era. Jubaland became part of the British East Africa colony and was later transferred to Italian Somaliland. The Italians subsequently referred to the city as Kismaayo. Kismaayo and the northern half of the Jubaland region were then incorporated into neighboring Italian Somaliland on June 30, 1926. The colony had a total area of 87,000 square kilometers, 33,000 square miles, with a population of 120,000 inhabitants. Britain retained control of the southern half of the partitioned Jubaland territory, which was later called the Northern Frontier District, NFD. Somali Civil War. Following the breakdown of central authority that accompanied the civil war in 1991, various local militias fought for control of the city, including supporters of Mohammed Said Hirsi, General Morgan, and Colonel Bar Adun Shire Highrail Somali National Front, SNF, later on known as the Juba Valley Alliance, JVA, as well as Colonel Omar Jess Somali Patriotic Movement, SPM. Aid worker Sean Devereux was assassinated in the city in January 1993. In March 1993, a United States Marine amphibious group arrived in the city in an attempt to keep the peace as part of the United Nations intervention in Somalia. By December 1993, General Morgan's troops controlled Kismaayo, despite the presence of peacekeepers. The last UN troops left the city in December 1994. General Morgan briefly declared Jubaland independent on September 3, 1998. Political opponents of his subsequently united as the Allied Somali Forces, ASF, seizing control of Kismaayo by June of the following year. 12, led by Colonel Bar Adun Shire Highrail, the ASF administration renamed itself the Juba Valley Alliance in 2001. On June 18 of that year, an 11-member Interclan Council decided to ally the JVA with the newly forming transitional federal government. In 2006, the Islamic Courts Union, ICU, an Islamist organization, fought with Jubaland's inhabitants of the state the Darid Merhan, JVA, and invaded other parts of southern Somalia and promptly imposed Sharia law. The transitional federal government sought to re-establish its authority, and, with the assistance of Ethiopian troops, African Union peacekeepers and air support by the United States, managed to drive off the rival ICU and solidify its rule. On January 8, 2007, as the Battle of Ras Kamboni raged just south of Kismaayo, the TFG relocated from its interim location in Baidoa to the nation's capital, Mogadishu. This marked the first time since the fall of the Syed Barre regime in 1991 that the federal government controlled most of the country. Following this defeat, the Islamic Courts Union splintered into several different factions. Some of the more radical elements, including Al-Shabaab, regrouped to continue their insurgency against the TFG and oppose the Ethiopian military's presence in Somalia. Throughout 2007 and 2008, Al-Shabaab scored military victories, seizing control of key towns and ports in both central and southern Somalia. By January 2009, Al-Shabaab and other militias had managed to force the Ethiopian troops to retreat, leaving behind an under-equipped African Union peacekeeping force to assist the transitional federal government's troops. In September 2012, Somali Army, Ras Kamboni militiamen and Kenyan Defense Forces, KDF, all under command of the African Union Mission in Somalia AMISOM, recaptured the city from the Al-Shabaab insurgents during the Battle of Kismaayo, 2012. This was a culmination to the Kenyan Operation Linda Enchi attack into Somalia, which had begun late the year before. On July 12, 2019, a car bomb and a gun attack at the Asazi Hotel killed at least 26, including 2 prominent journalists, and 9 claimed responsibility. Government. A new municipal district administration was established on September 6, 2008. Its members reportedly represented the ICU and Al-Shabaab, 3 members each, in addition to a local clan, 1 member, which had played a part in the military assault. Representatives of the Islamic Courts Union questioned the legitimacy of the authority. On October 1, 2009, Al-Shabaab took full control of the city, after Colonel Bar Adun Shire Highrail self-proclaimed president of the JVA, Jubaland state, and Sheikh Ahmed Madobi, a senior commander of Ras Kamboni Brigade. With the subsequent ouster of rebels in September 2012, the Somali government began preparing mediations between the city's various stakeholders in order to establish an inclusive local administration. On August 28, 2013, the autonomous Jubaland administration signed a national reconciliation agreement in Addis Ababa with the federal government. Endorsed by the federal state minister for the presidency Farah Abdulkader on behalf of President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, the pact was brokered by the Foreign Ministry of Ethiopia and came after protracted bilateral talks. Under the terms of the agreement, Jubaland is administered for a 2-year period by a Juba interim administration and led by the region's incumbent president, Ahmed Mohamed Islam. The regional president serves as the chairperson of a new executive council, to which he appoints 3 deputies. Additionally, the agreement includes the integration of Jubaland's military forces under the central command of the Somali National Army, SNA, and stipulates that the Juba interim administration will command the regional police. Geography. Location. Kismaayo is located in the fertile Jubba Valley in southeastern Somalia, on the Somali seacoast. Nearby settlements include to the northeast Samariso, 5.0 nanometers, to the north Dalxiiska, 1.3 nanometers, to the northwest Kaladir, 6.4 nanometers, to the west Samogia, 0.9 nanometers, to the southwest Ayakbuel, 10.0 nanometers, and to the south Kandal, 6.5 nanometers. The largest cities in the country most proximate to Kismaayo are Jamaame, 52 kilometers, Jilib, 97 kilometers, and Merka, 337 kilometers. Climate. Kismaayo has a hot arid climate, Köppen climate classification, despite receiving around 375 millimeters or 15 inches of rainfall per year, due to the extremely high potential evapotranspiration. Weather is hot year-round, with seasonal monsoon winds and irregular rainfall with recurring droughts. The Gu rains, also known as the southwest monsoons, begin in April and last until July, producing significant fresh water and allowing lush vegetation to grow. The Gu season is followed by the Zaga dry season. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more history.